What's up out there, YouTubers? Need you to subscribe to Raze Chaos. It'll be peak-orific.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to this channel, and this is this is another fun video for good old Raze. Today we have Kimiko, who is better known by comic book fans as the female from The Boys. This is one of those things where they really altered the character quite a bit. She doesn't have a name in the comic book series, and they've actually given her quite a backstory in the TV show, and that's part of the reason why it's hard for me to get into a comic book series, TV series based on a comic book, because they change so much. Kimiko has like a whole backstory. She's got relatives. She's got dream sequences where she does talk, and that doesn't make any sense to me, because I prefer the character being a complete mystery. As a matter of fact, in the entire series, you're never quite sure what she's going to do. In the entire comic book series, anyway. Never quite sure what she's going to do. And she actually only has, like, one line of dialogue throughout the entire run of The Boys miniseries and the subsequent sequel story. It was cool seeing her come to life. I'm going to put you away because you're bothering me. This kind of is a pretty good depiction of her in the, as far as the TV show goes. She is a bit taller. I believe she's supposed to be a little bit older in the TV series than she is in the comic book. But in the comic book, she's completely feral. She barely speaks. The only person she communicates with is Frenchie, and nobody's really sure why. In the TV series, you see them getting closer, and him taking an almost parental view of her. But in the comic series, it's really kind of unknown as to why. You get backstories on everybody except her, and it just makes the dynamic more curious. It makes it for as bad as that series gets, and I don't mean bad. It's actually an absolute pleasure to read, but it does get graphic and it does go into some very dark places. However, Frenchie and the female, they don't go into that. It's almost like a bizarre, I don't want to say father-daughter type thing, because she's a little too feral. It's more like beloved handler. It's more like police officer and canine unit. You know, it's just like, yeah, she gets along with him, but anybody else is at a risk. She does display a sense of humor in places. She does show empathy for some animals, which is very interesting. But yeah, the divergence this is probably one of the biggest divergences in the TV show versus the book. And I've got to say I love the comic book version better. But being as how we're probably never going to get a comic book accurate version of the female, we've got to go ahead and go with Kimiko. So I'm going to take her out and have a look at her. So here she is. She's kind of in a, I can't tell, due to the large version of the head, her pose could be either stunned, like kind of, oh my God, or uneasy, or it could be getting ready to pounce. in a feral pose, which would make sense for the character, but yeah, due to the misproportioned head, it's kind of hard to see it that way. But yeah, the actress, I don't remember the actress's name, but she is portrayed by a very attractive woman in the show. Much, like I said, much older in the TV show than she is in the comic book, which changes the dynamic of the character completely. Yeah, it's a pretty good depiction of it. I mean, she's just wearing black. They did give her some fishnet on the ripped pants, though. Yeah, I'd almost have to watch the series again to understand how that works. Because again, this is one of the characters that is so very different from the comic book version versus the TV version. But still, like I said, it's the only way to get this character, a version of this character, and so I couldn't pass it up. I love the boys. I love the TV show. Love the comic book series more. Yeah, worthy addition to the collection. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go now, and let me know if you've watched the TV series or read the actual comic series. And I'll tell you which one I think. I'll judge you by that. I won't. I don't really judge anybody, as far as you know. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you enjoy this video, and give me a like if you've enjoyed it. And never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.
Because it's like, yeah, I don't know what to